Oh, hello, all, welcome to my Manga Chapter 242 live reaction and review. Okay, when we left off, we saw Hakuryuu and his two generals. Well, and I wonder what's happening at our capital after my king has recaptured it. Judah! The chaos still lingers in the Ko Empire's capital. Really? Looks fine to me. Prince Hakuryuu has fought back the usurpers. Oh my, this is gonna be dialogue heavy. Oh my god, we're gonna be in for a treat, probably. Exactly, he's the legitimate successor to the great emperor Hakutoku. He should be the new emperor. But didn't he murder his own mother and empress? Could this be considered a rebellion? Don't say things like that. We're under martial law. A civil war, huh? Prince Cohen's western subjugation army will surely react to this, right? But of course. No, we're not wrong. We're the regular army after all. Because the two old generals who were the right-hand men of the great emperor Hakuto are now on Prince Hakuryuu's side. Oh, Sasuda. Magi, you must not leave His Majesty's side. You have sworn loyalty not to all the notorious male vessel users of the male vessels of the Ko Empire, but only to His Majesty Hakuryuu, just as we have. Right-hand General Lee Seiryu, left-hand General Shu Kokuhio, probably. And maybe the eye patches did have meaning. Wait, no, what, really? Right hand. No, because that's the left side. Opposites. And wait, what? If I go right, if I go left, right. Oh yeah. Oh my god, I've confused my own self. So even those two stone-faced geezers are your subordinates now, huh? Everything's going just as we wanted, right, Hakuryuu? Why do I get the feeling he's going to turn on Judah? You, Magi, have it so easy. You can just float in the air when you... He is! Float in the air when you want to forget about your troubles, and no one says anything to you if you waste your time doing nothing. Don't get caught in the moment, cheeky bastard. I went to check the situation in the streets in your stead, you know. Everyone's saying that you're the legitimate successor and that you should be the new emperor. You should be happy, even if you've used any possible means to get to this point. But half of the soldiers in the castle have run away, right? Almost all the troops in our army are on the front lines in Cohen's West Subjugation Army, after all. We'll win. Now that I have obtained a power capable of defeating Gyoken, I won't lose, not even to Cohen. Oh god, Alfarman. Your Majesty Hakuryuu, we will obey your Majesty. We will do as you say, your Majesty. Oh god. So where's the others? Like, you know, the other members of Alfarman. Like, not, you know, the random people. The actual ones. Like Wahid and all of them. Power, you say? Could it be that you used those two new metal vessels of yours to turn the magicians in Alfarman into your allies? Oh! He has more than just Zargon. Okay, so who's he got? They're nothing more than puppets that you manipulate now. Would you call something like this allies? Hakuryuu, there is almost no one who really believes in you and follows you by his own free will, you know. Fuck off, Facebook. Well, I have some idle curiosity in you after all. Yeah, I know. Wait, what? Oh yeah, that is Hakuryuu. So who's that guy? Sister! Sister, we should take back this country together. That is the reason why I have survived until now. That's impossible, Hakuryuu. The Empire is one thing. Just give me a little more time. I'm sorry, Hakuryuu. Yeah, I remember him asking her this. Sister. My sister, older than me by 5 years, and I were born in... Bugger off! I'm clicking X on that. Were born in a small country in the extreme east known as Ko. After our birth... Oh, what? Oh my, 15 pages? That's kind of a shock. After our birth, our father Ren Hakuryuu became the king of Ko and subjugated the entire extreme east. The people acclaimed him as a person who put an end to the wars that lasted for ages. He reformed the different countries he had unified into the Ko Empire and decided to make them start anew. My two brothers, Hakuryuu and Hakuren, already served under my father and fought several times on the battlefield when I was still an infant and helped him a lot during those wars. They were two promising princes who inherited our father's severity and valor, and who perfectly resembled the great king who is just one generation subjugated the entire continent. They thought that the Ko Empire's future was bright, until that woman called the organization here Arba. Brother you, brother Ren, when I grow up I'll become just like the two of you. But I can't become better than the both of you, so I will become like you, but not as great. Oh God, it's heartbreaking. Our father passed away. Officially he was assassinated by some refugees from Guy, but shit. Hakuryuu, if something ever happens to the two of us, you should know. I don't want you to bear this weight alone. If only I could do something about this. I don't know how my brothers got so close to the darkness of the organization, but the both of them were eliminated in a false incident, just like my father. Oh shit. Oh, poor little Hakuryuu. When I woke up from that fire, everything was already settling. The throne was given to the Emperor's younger brother, Ren Kutoku. At the time, my succession rights were superior to that of Kokuto, but because I was still a young child, and because I was between life and death for 2 whole months without waking up because of the scars of the Great Fire, the seat of the second emperor of the Ko Empire was given to that vulgar person. The one who led such a thing was the organization and that woman behind it. Oh God, he wanted to kill us. Yeah, I suppose it would fester at that age as well. At that time I was just an idiot, controlled by the resentment toward my mother who killed my family, and I shamelessly surrendered the country to Kotuko. I still feel regret every time I think about it. And I abandoned my duty. Did I abandon my duties? I knew that the usurpers corrupted by the organization unjustly stole the country, and yet I just surrendered and let them have it. I have to restore the true form of the Ko Empire no matter what. But how am I supposed to do that? So at least we'll find out his motives. I was the neglected son of the previous emperor. I did not have any proper rank or position in the military. As a prince, I did not have any territory under my control, and nothing was given to me. So he was technically a bastard. Even if he wasn't. I was being controlled, and I was in a corner of the castle, spending my time by just polishing my skills with the spear and studying. My sister was just like me. However, there was a turning point. Is that Kumi and Co? And Cohen? Oh wait, what? What is that? A big-breasted Djin. My sister Hakuryuu was invited by Judar and obtained a metal vessel. They had a greater opinion of her because of the power she obtained, and even as they continued to observe her, they entrusted her with an army. I have to obtain that power as well, but without the help of the organization. There are Magis outside as well. I have to get out of this country full of my enemies. If there are still people who acknowledge the legitimacy of my heritage, after the seat of the Emperor was stolen from me by Kotuko, I have no other choice to search from the outside of Ko. So that's why I went to Sinbad. For several years, I continued to be obedient to Kotuko and continued to pretend to be the fourth prince who only had interest in academic matters. Finally, that Kotoku decided to let this troublesome prince go and study around after passing through several lands. I finally arrived at the kingdom of Sindria, a country where the wielder of 7 metal vessels, King Sinbad, and the Magi Aladdin were. But this is goodbye. I shouldn't have searched for help after all. No, even if someone lent me their strength. I shouldn't have searched for people to understand my circumstances. Right now, if I defeat the Empress and Cohen, no one among the people of Ko would desire to start a civil war once again. And yet I have to do it no matter what. Because I already know what will happen to this country if the organization will continue to manipulate it. They will exploit the country just like they did with my father and brothers, and erase it once it gets in its way. The scene of the civil war that the princess from Masutan showed me in Zargan. What was the objective of the organization then? So Zargan showed him civil war? Yeah, I don't remember something like that happening in the anime. Most definitely. If it was only to make wars and tragedies happen in the world, then that is all one more reason not to let that woman live. Aren't you saying that it is just your personal grudge, Hakuryuu? Oh, that sucks. Buddy. Okay, I'm gonna pause the video. Be right back. Okay then. We kind of found out Hakuryuu's motives in this chapter. Basically, when the fire started and his brothers were killed in it, he was technically supposed to take over the throne, but because of his life-threatening injuries, and obviously they thought that he wasn't going to survive, the rights to the throne was then passed down to his father's brother, and then obviously, like, you know, he was like a main pawn within the within our farm. I'm not going to say organization. Thanks to Arbor. We also find out that Hakuryuu has got 2 more metal vessels added on the Zargan, and we know the identities of those 2 men that were standing next to him last week. Could be wrong. Last week, 2 weeks ago, maybe. They were former generals, or are still generals within the Ko Empire, and they joined Hakuryuu with their armies and became both the right and the left hand of the emperor. And we also find out that the people within the Alfarman are under his control thanks to the metal vessels, which is kind of strange. I mean, if he can control them, why not use that power to make him commit suicide? Because I don't think he'd want, like, to keep those people alive. But yeah, his motives. He wants to prevent the plans of Alfarman, and he wants to stop the civil war within his country, and as well as civil war that Zargon showed him. So yeah, he is chaotic neutral. That much is certain, and it kind of makes me wonder if he. I don't think he is loyal to Judah. I mean, like, I don't think he trusts him. Because if he has something like this, like, these are his ideals, he wants to prevent war, and so on and so forth, and the plans for the Alfarman, then isn't he technically on Sinbad's side? Well, yeah, you could say that because he did ask for Sinbad's help. Like, if the time came when he was to, like, rise up against the Co-Empire, would he get his help? And they said, yeah. So, you could say he's doing this for Sinbad as well as Aladdin and all. But, oh yeah, speaking of those guys. Yeah, we find out that, he was obviously living a rough childhood, and, his, hatred for his mother, like, the desire to kill, was festering after, the fire. To kill her. And, like, he had no rights. He was technically treated like, a bastard, even though he technically isn't, because, yeah, like, those guys aren't, like, the bastards, but still, like, if anything, like, yeah, wait, actually, technically, it would be. No, his cousins. Yeah, his cousin. Yeah, I don't bloody know. She's about to say, aren't they technically? But no, because, like, Cohen is older than him. That doesn't make a blind bit of sense. So yeah, I don't know that not that Miss C, like, if no, that doesn't make any sense either. What am I thinking? I'm starting to think, like, well, it could be possible that Arbor mothered the younger ones, like the one that's crazy for Sinbad. It's possible, but maybe not. I don't know. But aside, yeah, he had no rights. He was technically treated like scum. But I don't think he was treated as badly as the sadist, the co-brother that's friends with Aladdin, kind of. But the one with the massive axe that can change the size of his weapon. So yeah, tough childhood. And then like he was technically pretending to be an obedient dog, and when he was the leash was loosened a little bit, and he finally got to explore the world and, like, train up, I suppose, find allies, and he's starting to regret that because he met Sinbad, Morgiana, the person he loves, Alibaba and Aladdin. He made friends along the way, and, like, they understand the circumstance, they know what's going on, and yeah, he probably, I don't know why he would regret that. I mean, if the time came where they would rise up against him, which is obvious, but he does have the same idea in mind, like, to stop Alfarman, but they don't know that. I think he intends to kill them. Why? I don't particularly know. But yeah, it'll probably be a little more difficult than, say, if he met Aladdin, Alibaba, and Morgiana for the first time on the battlefield. But yeah, it was basically a Hakuryuu explanation chapter. So yeah, we know his motives, kind of, and we know his regrets. So yeah, I'm gonna give this chapter a 7.5 out of 10. It was very dialogue heavy and very informative, and character development for Hakuryuu. So yeah, thanks for watching. Good day.